Welcome back to Law Talk Moments, a legal program designed to help make the complex simple and to promote the practice of law, which I unapologetically consider to be a noble profession. My name is attorney Rob Caprera, and I'm humbled to be your host again for this program. Today is Mirror Monday, a special feature of Law Talk Moments where I'm free to share my heart with yours to discuss big topics, life topics, matters of universal concern to help all of us, hopefully, live life better. Mirror Mondays provide us a chance to look at ourselves, to slow down from the normal hectic pace of our lives, and to ponder how we will stand in our culture, and perhaps even to take a look at our culture and examine how it is moving. We can adopt a reflective spirit at the beginning of the week, which will hopefully carry us all the way to the end of the week. If it's not overtly obvious, I really enjoy Mirror Monday. Our topic this week involves the often quoted phrase, quote, the separation of church and state, close quote. Most people today regurgitate this statement as if it's been set in stone since time immemorial, and that it embodies an unchangeable and comprehensive legal doctrine that prohibits any religious thought or religious action or religious people from participating in or affecting our United States government. Of course, this is wrong, and it is owing to the fact that most people nowadays are sadly unaware of American history, particularly the landmark letter from President Thomas Jefferson to the members of the Danbury Baptist Church in 1802, wherein he wrote to assure them that they could practice their Christian faith in the culture and not worry at all that the newly formed government of the United States of America would prohibit or interfere with their worship and practices. Why? Because, as he wrote, in this new government there is a wall separating church and state. What was he trying to tell the people of the Danbury Baptist Church? I think he was trying to say, don't worry, our new government won't muddle in your affairs. There is a wall that keeps this new government out. It is not a wall that keeps you out of the government and the affairs of the culture, just a wall that keeps the government out of your affairs. Now, just quickly, as you might guess, I need to tell you that I love American history, and I've studied American history, and I know American history well enough to appreciate the impact that Christians like Jonathan Edwards or Samuel Davies or George Whitefield had in the period known as the First Great Awakening, 1740 to 1770. To train up our founding fathers to see and think and act in a Christian way in the successful formation of our government over 2 centuries ago. Thomas Jefferson, who is considered by many historians to have nearly the least Christian faith of all the founding fathers, nonetheless was raised and taught in the First Great Awakening, so that he had a Christian worldview, a Christian frame of reference, and he realized that the Revolutionary War was fought to preserve liberty, a liberty that came from God, and that this liberty was so precious that the government should not be allowed to affect it or pervert it, and that people, like the members of the Danbury Baptist Church, should never have to worry that their freedom to worship God would ever be taken from them. So that was the context of Jefferson's use of the phrase, separation of church and state. Unfortunately, as I trust you are well aware, aggressive secular forces like the ACLU and others have pushed hard through the decades to teach the separation of church and state, that it means Christians and Christian thought should not have influence in the government and ultimately even in the culture. This is where on Mirror Monday I'm going to encourage you to think and reflect. If the aggressive secular anti-Christian forces in our culture want Christianity removed from our government and ultimately from our culture, then what would we have left? Seriously, think about it. What would the culture look like if all vestiges of Christianity are pushed out? Ought we dispense with the teachings of the Ten Commandments? Surely, prohibitions against killing and stealing and lying are warranted. Our culture would break down without those guiding forces. Or how about the Golden Rule, the great rule pronounced by Christ in the Sermon on the Mount? Do unto others as you would have them do to you. Why do you respect others? Why do we respect their property? Why do we try to help other people? Simply because we would want them to do those things to us. Or the Christian admonition to be others-oriented, to love one another, and to bear one another's burdens, or to look out for widows and orphans. Should we discourage the Salvation Army, or Catholic Charities, or even the Red Cross? Perhaps people are self-oriented enough by nature. Should we promote that quality? I think not. Or what about the so-called fruit of the Spirit? Love, joy, peace, patience, goodness, kindness, gentleness, and self-control. These character qualities are encouraged by the Christian faith. But what if these qualities disappeared or were diminished in the midst? Seriously, life would be awful to live. My point is this: if you take the influence of Christianity out of our culture, you would leave an utter mess. So this is the conundrum of separation of church and state. You can't really throw the baby out with the bathwater and wind up with a good situation. As far as I'm concerned, if you prefer the benefits of Christianity in the culture, then you ought to allow the promotion of Christianity and its teachings in the culture. In this sense, how can it be beneficial to be separating church and state? It is better to let them interact somehow. Separation of church and state? This is an interesting topic. This is surely something to think about. This is Mirror Monday. So our time together today is ended. Take a look at yourself and reflect on this information all week long. If you have any questions or comments with respect to this message, please reach out to me at my website, www.capreralaw.com. I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you in this way. Obviously, we encourage you to stay tuned for more Law Talk moments. Like us and subscribe if you are so inclined. I look forward to our next time together. Until then, thank you for listening and take care.